Alright everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to King's Speech. So getting caught up on some more Shonen Jump stuff today. So we got around to the finale of Kaiju number 8 as well as Spy Family. So we're getting caught up on my Akane-Banashi backlog. It's a lot of good stuff coming your way this weekend, so if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Without further ado, let us dive into it with Akane-Banashi story 167, Leave It All Out There, with story by Yuki Tsunaga, art by Takamasa Moe, Rakugo supervision by Kikuhiko Hayashiya, translation Stephen Paul, and lettering by Sneeron. So we see a little Instagram post with Hikaru official as she is recording voice lines for something. We have, what's with the crowd, huh? It's like it's been madness for several days now. Can you believe it started with just the three of us? It's like, oh no, when she reaches 9, you're gonna die. Run away! Ah! Good times. It's like, by the way, did you hear what people are saying? Apparently Okiku's been really hamming it up lately. It's like, hamming it up? How? She's just counting plates. It's like, oh, here she comes. Yo, it's about time. It's like, Okiku! It's like a ghost with idol level popularity. The perfect role for her. The audience here is as drawn to her as they are to Rakugo. It's like, good evening, everyone. Cursing you from the bottom of the well, making your heart skip a beat. She's doing like the heart shape. It's like making your heart skip a beat night after night. No mercy for Tetsuzan Ioma, a girl that gloomy goth thing. She's like doing little cat ears on top. It's like, it's Okiku, wooga booga booga boo. It's like, yep, pretty hammy. It's like, pretty hammy is an understatement. It's like, it's a far cry from her usual image. The contrast it was what makes it funny. Add in her powerful punchlines and you get waves of laughter. And after the tension of the intro, when it hits, and you see the producer lady as she just lets out a poof with a puff, and the comedian's just smirking at her. It's like, it's so surprising though. I would have thought she'd be the serious, dramatic type. And you see her just like on her phone looking at like Zoom tweets or things with, Hikaru Kuragi will be gone soon. Her fans are all about her looks. What's so great about Hikaru Kuragi? Her face? Her acting's a close second, but mostly her face, crucial. It's all about looks for voice actors these days. Hikaru Kuragi hashtag. I stand Hikaru-sama so hard. She's so pretty and skinny and talented for real. It's like I wanted to gain confidence in myself and recognition for my skill. So I tried out Rakugo. In the end, I had to confront my own lack of skill. To make up for that shortcoming, I trained as hard as I could. I told myself it was to beat Akane Arakawa. But at some point, you have a little flashback like when she's doing a family event with the audience just laughing. When telling a story about your friend, do you ever imitate their voice when you repeat what they said? I think that is the essence of Rakugo. Don't just act, tell a story that only you can tell. She's like, the time I've spent on Rakugo is my pride and joy. If it'll bring my art to life, then I'm going to leave it all on the floor. Like 16, 17, 18, all done. It's like, hey, no pushing. We're going to die when she counts to 9. Wait, did she say 18? We're blocked in. There's no way out. It's like, not so fast, Okiku. I'm glad we're not going to die because of this, but you're only supposed to have 9. Why would you count out 18 plates? It's like, you really don't get it? I'm taking tomorrow off. Hikaru Arakawa's specialty, Okiku's plates. Again, love the double page spread, like the artwork, but I don't know, man. Like, I guess we'll talk about it at the end again once we get to it, but I don't know. We'll talk about it at the end. You have the ability to use one's innermost emotions and even physical appearance as fuel to enhance one's art and become a true jester and entertainer. Now you're looking like a Rakugoka. Alright, so I guess quick thoughts on the chapter. So I'm not gonna lie. I thought the performance had ended with the last chapter. So for it to continue with this one was like a mild surprise to me. Apart from that, I don't know. Like, you have the thing where it's just kind of like, oh, you know, they have the whole thing like, oh, the ghost story she's done is like, oh, the ghost is like hamming it up and like acting all cartoony now, and like acting like, you know, one of the idol girls is like all like acting like over the top acting, stuff like that. All that kind of stuff, right? It's like, you know, just like really emphasizing like the whole cutesiness of it. And you're supposed to be like, oh, her whole specialty is about like the contrast in roles. Like, you know, she looks very beautiful and pretty and this and this and that. and that's the contrast between her doing like, you know, this ghostly specter that's supposed to be like scary and frightening, and then she swaps like, you know, this other role that's the complete opposite of that. But again, I don't think I talked about this in like two chapters ago when I specifically mentioned contrast specific. I'm like, there was not enough contrast to make the scariness or like the horror elements stand out. And I think that's the biggest thing that kind of leads to the downfall of this chapter, is when they're trying to do the whole like, oh, you know, this is like the contrast, that's her specialty, is the plays, because of the contrast between like the scary and the funny, like comedic over the top hamminess. But because they didn't really do enough to emphasize like the horror aspect of it, or really dial up that element to show like how she kind of emphasizes the horror aspects, like how she tries to change her appearance to like look more unappealing, the contrast aspect doesn't really land in this chapter. Where it's like, oh, you know, that's what makes it so good. Her performance so good is like the differences between those two roles, because you don't really see like a tangible difference between the one to the next, right? So that's kind of like my issue with it. And again, like, it feels a little ham-handed, like just jamming in the one page of like, oh, you know, she's reading mean tweets about herself, and like, oh, you know, the whole thing was like, on the one hand, like, yes, you know, this is a very real issue, like, you know, female celebrities, people will face in general. It's like, oh, you know, if you're pretty, if you're good looking, people will be dismissive of your talent because they'll think, oh, you know, like nepotism, things like that, blah, blah, blah. But kind of ham-handedly throwing it in to kind of justify the whole, like, oh, you know, to try to give her like a backstory without actually giving it more depth, feels just supremely lazy in this regard with what they're doing with it. So again, I wish, rather than kind of just inserting in these random little panels to kind of like justify like the descriptors that they're giving to her and like how they're trying to describe, like talk about her performance, like what her specialty and thing is, I wish she just got like a mini arc or an arc or even just a chapter dedicated to her backstory, kind of fleshing this all out in one go, rather than like chopped up little bits and pieces like this on these chapters. So yeah, like, I don't know, like, again, started off strong, but I feel like it really kind of fumbled the ending for Hikaru, and I really wish we'd gotten more for that if you're really trying to set her up to be one of Akane's rivals. So I don't know, I guess we'll see what happens with the rest of this the performances and things, but a little bit of a letdown. With all that said, I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, you know, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.